the old big old future home of Right Turn Garage right here. Actually, it kind of is the home already. And we're going to try to use what Amish daylight we have to switch out plugs and maybe O2 sensors on the old Bandito. Because whenever it comes to these computer cars, they kind of need those to, you know, make it run right. The plus thing is, I just locked the door that I unlocked. The plus thing is, we may have some concrete really soon. Yeah, I know, you can't see. Hold on. Let me turn on the electric. Here we go. So, hello. So, I think we're probably going to do the plugs, maybe the O2 sensors, and I'll show you why you never get in a hurry putting a project car together, especially one that you plan on driving everywhere. Long story short, I'm driving home and let me see if I got this thing in the car somewhere. I'm driving home and I noticed the car is not running right. Daggone it, what I do with it? Anyway, here, where'd you go? Anyway, if I can find it, I'll put it on here. But anyway, I'm driving home, and I knew better to do what I did originally to the old Bandito. I replaced, see, this is originally a V6 car. It had two fuel lines. You know, it had a return line and a pressure line. LS1s, I'm sorry. They have one fuel line, and they regulate it off the computer and all this good jazz. Anyway, I had to use a Corvette regulator / fuel filter for, let's just say, a 97 to 04 Corvette, because they have the pressure regulator made into the fuel filter. And I put a piece of rubber hose in between the metal and to the fuel filter. That was a big dummy move on my part. Don't ever do that. 65, 62 PSI. In fact, anything over probably 20, you should never run. And I ran 3 times plus what I'm recommending to you. So of course, on the way home, she just bust. I mean, it split right down the center. If I can find it, I'll show you. Always replace those lines with metal lines, unless you got that Holley sniper system with the actual rubber lines that will take it. But over the counter fuel pressure line, that's a big no-no. Don't ever do that, guys. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we'll see what we get into. So this is what we're going to start out with here. Got a garden variety of stuff here, and somewhere there's a ratchet, believe it or not. And I'm going to tell you this, you kind of want a garden variety of tools. I think I was able to use this 1/4 inch and maybe this and this socket. Whoa, careful. Stay right, sit. I think I was able to get that back one like that with a 1/4 inch. I can't really remember, it's been a minute or two. But this sucker here, look at this, just look at it. Came from the old Freights of Harbor, and she's extendable. This right here is quickly one of my favorites, because it can be a regular 3/8 or, you know, just whip her out like Zorro's sword, buddy. The piece of hose, this thing is handier in a pocket on a t-shirt, because, you know, I got little sausage fingers, and I don't know if you can see down there very well or not, but, you know, them things are, you know, they're right there. you know, it's hard for a fat guy's fingers to just thread like that. So what you do is you put the spark plug into the hose and you thread it in. Now generally I'll cut the hose down to, you know, that big, somewhere in there. And usually that works pretty good for me. If I need longer hose, then so be it. FYI, if you go with the old shaker, this thing may scrape your arms a little bit in the process. You can take it off. I'm going to try to leave it on just because I don't feel like messing with it. Yeah, it's 2 bolts, but 3, whatever. But we're going to try to leave it on. We may not. So if you come back, or if I come back in this video, and it ain't on there, it done got my arm. But we're going to start on the driver's side since that's the easy one. Or should we start on passenger? I know what you're thinking. Start on the driver. No, you're thinking start on that passenger rear, but I think what I want to do is go down to the hardest one on the passenger side, because this driver side, believe it or not, I mean, as bad as it kind of looks, I mean, that's not bad. You can actually see all of them. Now, this passenger side, this is where you got the AC in the way and the dipstick. Not me, but the actual dipstick. It has to sit. There you go. And thank goodness I've deleted this somebody has deleted this smog system. And that back one back there, yep, you see that coil? Barely. And there's a plug on the other side of that manifold. And she's a doozy. So I have read where people remove the whole coil pack system. We may end up doing that. I have never done it before like that. But if I remember right, the last time this sucker cost me a lot of friggin' time. And if I remember, there ain't a whole lot of bolts actually holding the whole string of coil packs on. So we may unplug all of them, lift it off, and get to it that way. But let's see what we got going on first. I think I'm gonna start on the passenger side. Just go ahead and get it knocked out though. We're starting with the very front one, gonna work our way back. So today's flavor, we got NGK Iridium something. Just Iridium, okay. Thought it was like 5 or something. Anyway, I did just get that plug in record time. I mean, this sucker that come out like butter. Anyway, so let's just say you got short little fat sausage fingers. You see this? Now, just aim her somewhere. Oh, dang it. See, this is what happens when you got the hose too long here. Let me see if I find a piece of hose that's not. You want to get the right tool for the job. For this one, we're going to use our old, remember that fella? He was one that held up our bolts the other night for the Bartle-Do, you know. Anyway, now this is what I call a finger extender, if you will. And daggone if I can't get that. All right, there we go. Yes, just like that. And I probably should have used a little bit longer hose, but this allows me, you probably can't see that well, and I apologize. But I'm right out on the outside of that sucker. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Don't use the one with the split, because that sucker is losing grip like Grandpa's 40-year-old false teeth, you know what I mean? Don't use that one. But you get what I mean. If you got one that you can't get to, add your piece of hose on, you know, accordingly. And then you can twist to the outside of it like, daggone. I'm so ill-prepared and I'm sorry. So I want to show you on an easy one. But let's just say the hose is this long. You just twist to the outside. Because you can feel, if you've done plugs before, where this sucker's at, and it won't allow you to cross thread it because you ain't putting, you know, 84 foot-pounds or anything with your fingers like this. If you are, you don't shake my hand, you will crush it. So anyway, that's how you do that. And sorry that I can't show you on this one. This sucker is just, it's in there, it's tight. So just trust me, it'll work. Little finger extender 200, it'll work. But I'm gonna put this side plugs in, coil packs back on, I'm gonna button this up, go to the other side. So for the driver's side, the only thing I really did, I used a special tool. What is this here? I know it's taped up. I do that way so it doesn't flop around. It's just a universal extension. I mean, it's universal, but I use that as an extension. It takes it far enough away from the engine and the headers and manifolds, whatever, to make life a little better. I forgot to mention this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure iridium plugs are not, I repeat, are not supposed to be gapped. That being said, human error constantly occurs everywhere. I mean, that's why they call it human error. So you can just give yourself a visual check and make sure all these gaps look about the same. If you want to run a thing across it there, a gauge, feeler gauge, what have you, by all means go ahead. But I've always heard these things are not supposed to be gapped. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But I'm purposely not going to gap them. All of them look to be the same. I'm not saying they are, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying they look to be the same. And furthermore, this makes, I mean, just night and day. I know you guys can't see, and that really stinks, but I really just want to show you. If I can remember. So I think all these, yeah, there we go. And you'll feel it whenever she starts threading it just right. And that'll save you so much time with that daggone ratchet. And let me get it threaded just a little bit more, because these are long-winded suckers. But this will save you, I mean, see how far it takes it out? Where is it? Right. Dang on, this light. There we go, look at that. That right there is where your spark plug's at. Now, simply just pull it off of there, and then you're ready to torque her down. But I'm gonna start all of them, then I'll torque them, put the spark plug wires back on. I didn't have to remove a single thing for this side. Now, if somebody, I don't know who, wouldn't have removed the smog system, this one would have been a little more complicated because they have a metal hose that runs up through here and it's aggravating. So just be prepared for that. You might have to remove this. I never have in the past. Like I say, this is the first time I've ever removed the coil brackets and all that for the passenger side, and it was day and night different. Do it, I'm telling you, because those 5 or 6 bolts, it's worth it. And other than that, this side's gonna go back together pretty easy. So I'm gonna throw it back together. I ripped all my plug wires off. I took them off from the top first and then pulled here because you don't want to pull by the wire. If these boots get stuck, and they do from heat and all that, you will rip that from the boot, and then you're going to be buying new wires, or you're going to be fixing wires, one of the two. So always pull right here. Don't use screwdrivers, can rip them apart. I believe the Snap-on man actually sells a plug tool that goes over. It's like plastic, it grabs, and they're pretty good. So, but don't use anything metal against these. Don't pull by the wire, and you should be just fine. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We'll see where we are with the O2 sensors. Well, as you can tell, the driver's side went pretty good. No real secret there. So we're gonna go for the O2 sensors, and here's what I'm gonna tell you. These suckers are sometimes in a really handy dandy spot. This one, thank goodness, looks like he's not too bad. Right there by the starter, and I think I may be able to Okay, careful. I think I can slip this wrench over the line and just take him loose. Before you cut this line off, if you do not have the socket for it, they make a socket that fits over this. It has a slit in it this cord goes through. I did have one until either somebody borrowed it or somebody stole, you know, while I was in Iraq. But, you know, no big deal. So, hopefully yours is this easy to get to. And hopefully they come out rather easily. If not, you cut that wire, you slide this over, and then you use this here cheater, aka another wrench, to break her loose. Let me see if I can set this up. Careful, just sit right there. Let me see. Slide that over here. Oh, I was saying, make sure your ends are the correct way, because, you know, some of these parts stores, they like just selling parts. Call me crazy, but, you know, they do. That's the exact same end. So, you know, you dirty sucker. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to cut this end off, I believe, because I can't get that over that. Anyway, I'm gonna get this sucker on here with the other end for this end right here so it doesn't slip, and attach this other wrench hopefully and just break her loose. So I'll let you know how that goes. So we 100% rednectified this thing out of here. Let's see, is this it? No, that's it. I cut the cord off of him. I thought I was gonna be able to fit just a regular socket on there, and nope. Not so much. And look at this sucker. She is, I mean, it looks like coal at Christmas time in your stocking. No good. Them little marks right there, that's actually where I touched it and did that little number like that. So anyway, we're going to put this one in here, and you're going to notice some of that stuff right there, that gunk in the threads, if I could get this thing to concentrate for just a sec. If it doesn't have that in it, that is anti-seize. Make sure it has some in it. So if you ever do have to replace that again, or the next feller does, it'll make it that much easier. So I'm just going to screw it in there. Now I didn't necessarily have to cut the cord on that. I thought I was going to have to get the socket on there, but since I couldn't get the socket to fit, I'm going to leave that all together like that, slide the wrench back over it, and just torque her down. And it'll be just fine. I know you might not believe it, but this one right, where in the world is it even at? I can't even see it on here. Where'd it go? There you go. That one right there actually come out really easy. I put the open end of the wrench on it, smacked her a few times, and by God, she came loose. And it connects like right in here. So, you know, and that one actually looked really good, but since I'm under here and I bought two, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it, and that's gonna do it for the old O2 sensors and tune-up on this. So let me see, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I am going to change the oil, but you guys have already seen that. There's the oil filter somewhere over here. Oh, there it is. There's the plug. Drain it, fill the filter up before I start it, and you know, then I'm gonna put that drain plug back in too, you know, the whole nine. And that way, so she got a fresh oil change. I can't remember the last time I changed it and all that good jazz. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. But I can't do my fadeaway until I get out from under his car, so just give me just a minute. Well, we ended on another dark, lonely night. But you know what? We did end it. So, as always, for me, the Bandit, and my, I think it's a Lowe's type creeper there. Yeah, I think that one's from Lowe's. Anyway. But, for me, the Bandit. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate it. Hopefully this helped you out. If you need, man, hit me up on the old the Book of Faces, we'll call it. My name's Right Turn on there. If you got a question with anything, feel free to ask me. If I can't help you, hopefully we can Google it and find it together. So, again, thanks for watching. This is Right Turn Garage TV. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button somewhere. I can't point to it right now because, yeah, got the old light down there. But anyway, hit like, subscribe, whatever you want. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye.